Hello, amazing family. Welcome to another episode of Amazing Grace with Bosse. It's another beautiful day, and we must thank God for the gift of life. In the maiden edition of this show, I talked about how I got my first job in 1982 as a newscaster with the Nigerian Television Authority in Benin City. I will put the link above so you can watch that episode. Well, today I'm going to share my experience of getting the job and the lessons therein. In the 70s and 80s in Benin City, we had only one television station for a very long time, and that was NTA Benin. Everybody watched the same program, and TV stations used to close at 12 a.m. at night, not the 24 hours that we have today. But looking back, I think we had better quality of life then. We slept better and the distractions were fewer. Well, times have changed. So, back to the story. I finished secondary school in June of 1982, and so on this beautiful day, I went to visit my friend and classmate, Vivian Akenzwa, who is now Vivian Onofwa, and her sister, Itonha Akenzwa, who is now Itonha Okoje. Itonha was working in NTA Benin at that time, and they lived very close to the TV station. I told them that I would like to go to the TV station and meet the management and hope that they will employ me and give me the opportunity to read the news while I was waiting for my JAMB results. And of course, Itonha Akenzwa agreed and went with me to the TV station. We got there and she introduced me to some staff, and I told them that I would like to read the news. I was a very confident, skinny 16-year-old. Well, life has happened. I'm 56 years old, and I don't think I am as confident as I used to be when I was 16. Well, we got there and they asked me some questions and proceeded to audition me. They gave me the previous day's news bulletin to read. Well, long story short, I got the job. I was told to read the late night news that same day, which was recorded, of course. And that was it. It was that simple. I got the job. My salary was about 30 naira or thereabout weekly, something like that. That was a whole lot of money in those days. Now, the next part was to tell my parents. I was not too sure how they would take it, but guess what? My parents were impressed. The whole family waited till midnight to watch me read the news, and they really encouraged me. Now, at this time, my elder sister was married and in her husband's house. She was teaching chemistry in Idia College, one of the very good schools in Benin City. She went to work the next day, and her colleagues told her, we saw your sister Bosse on television reading the news. She was shocked. My big sister came to our house after work that day, very angry, very upset, and told my parents that I'm too young to work in a television station. She had her fears and reservation and felt that I would be getting exposed too early in life. Unfortunately, at that time, a lot of people have this mindset that if you work in a television station, you will miss your way because of the too much exposure and distractions. Well, my sister wanted to put sand in my garri, as we say, convincing my father not to allow me. Of course, I could not say a word. Who born me to talk? She's 11 years older than me. If I talked, I think she would have given me a dirty slap. So I just kept quiet, fuming inside of me, while she was trying to convince my dad to stop me. My father had so much trust and confidence in me, and assured my sister I will be fine. My sister left her house very upset. I could not believe it. My father was on my side. Wow, that was a big deal. Immediately my sister left, my father sat me down and said, Bosse, kaiho, meaning hear word or listen. Go there and make me proud. Be a good girl and make sure you don't disappoint me. The truth is, like my sister feared, there was a whole lot of distractions. No need to spell it out. You can guess the distractions, but I never forgot my dad's words. And I was just not that type of girl. I also remember that after recording the late night news, I would join the staff bus to go home. And because I was always the last person to be dropped, my father didn't like it and so started picking me up himself. As a parent today, I see the sacrifice and the sense of I have to keep my child safe. He was a father in a million. Now, a few months after I started working in NTA, my JAMB result was released and I did not make the required cutoff mark for the course I chose. But the mark was good enough to switch to some other courses. And so I told my dad that some parents were going to change courses for their children, and so he should go and do the same for me. I will never forget what he said. In my language, he said, "Bosse, kaiho," dragging his ears. And kaiho means listen. I am not leaving my house to beg anybody. Go and read your books. If you pass, your letter of admission to the university will come through the post office box. That was the end of discussion. My father's word was law. I wasn't happy at all. The matter didn't end there. My father said, since I didn't make JAM, I should go do my A-levels in Idia College and ordered me to stop reading the news just before school resumed. This was in 1982. Let's fast forward to September 1983. I went to the post office on Airport Road in Benin City to collect our letters from the post office box. Behold, my letter of admission to the University of Benin was there, just like my father said. Unfortunately, my father, God rest his soul, had passed July of 1983. Just like he said, the letter came through the post office box. Nobody had to beg. Nobody had to lobby. That was the good old days. You pass and you get into the university. That was my experience. I'm telling this story because there are a few things I want us to take away from it. One, as a parent, you have to be deliberate and intentional about raising your kids. It's not enough to pay school fees. Encourage them, be their cheerleader. It helps to boost their confidence. My father was my cheerleader. Two, love your kids, but be firm. Do not allow them get away with murder. My father was strict, but showered us with love. In their generation, they didn't say, "I love you." But looking back, I can say how often they said, "I love you," through their actions. 3, fan your children's passion. Fan their passion. Find out what they like, what they love, and help them to achieve it. Do not impose your will on your children. 4, if you want a friend, be a friend. We were all young, but my friends Vivian and her sister Itohan did not hesitate to go with me to the TV station. There was no competition, no jealousy, and no rivalry, just genuine love. So today, I call on you, whatever good you can do for anybody, please do it. Nobody can steal your shine. There's enough room in the sky for all of us. So, I want you to pause for a minute and think about the huge sacrifice your parents made or are making today. The provision, the nurturing, the care, the concern, things they did and are still doing. My parents did so much. Today, I still hold them in awe. So, what sacrifices are you making for your children today? Are you just paying school fees and feeding them? Will your children look back and say, wow, I had one of a kind father or one of a kind mother? My charge to you today is to be present in the lives of your children. Encourage them, fan their passion, build their confidence, tell them that they are the best, and affirm them always. Let your children know your expectation, and you too must be an example. Thank you very much for watching. Until I come your way again, please take care of yourself and be kind. Bye.